We're back! We survived the long, hot summer here in CHICKASHA, and we're ready for an amazing 2011-2012 season. Remember, we have a special host, so let's hop right in. This is In the Saddle.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Well, you might have guessed it, but I'm your new host. Today we have Coach Jimmy Hampton with the men's and women's soccer team to talk a little bit about the upcoming season. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Glad to be here.
Well, I think that the question on everyone's mind is, are we going back to Orange Beach? Are we going back to the national tournament?
It's our goal. I definitely say it's a men's goal. We want to go back, and to be fair, we'd like to go a little bit further. You know, going to the Final Eight last year was a great experience for the boys, and seeing them in preseason. We haven't officially started till tomorrow, but they've been buzzing on campus the last 2 or 3 days, and I think if you ask any one of those guys, we'd like to win a national title, and I think that's our goal. Whether or not we reach it, we'll know a little bit more in November, but I think we have some talent and definitely could make some noise.
Well, on the mid side, we did lose some of our big scorers. Nikola Kakarovic and David Otiana graduated, and we lost some help in the back with Frank Gibson. So how have you filled those positions?
We feel probably a little bit better in the back. We feel like we've gotten some players in that, not to say with Frank was any less important. We just felt like from a recruiting standpoint, we did a good job replacing him and some other holes that we had. And, I would say the same thing up top. Even though, Nico didn't get the opportunity to play in the national tournament, we went on to the Final Eight, even though he was very valuable in the regular season. David obviously was huge, but I think sometimes people forgot Nicholas up there because David got a lot of the press, but Nicholas was as dangerous or more so than David Otiana at times. And we've got 5 or 6 guys we think can probably score 20 goals a year this year. Now, they're probably not all going to, but we probably have 5 or 6 guys that are capable of that. So we kind of, for us, I think more the question marks and concerns are probably in the middle of the park. Feel a little bit thin in there. We got Gardner NAIA coming back, don't have Junior, who bypassed his final senior year. Got married and whatnot, and it kind of came to us late. So I think if we're thin, it's there. But I think on the back line, we've covered our tracks. I think up top, we'll have more than enough boys capable of filling those shoes.
Well, good. And we play in one of the toughest conferences in the league, but the Drovers men were picked first, tied with OBU, to win the SAC this year. So tell me a little bit about.
I think more than anything, Jess, it's a compliment to our program, where people now across the conference, I don't know, we've been here 10 or 11 years, and I'd have to look back and guess, but probably anywhere from 6 to 8 of those years we've either competed or won a title, whether it be the Red River before we joined the Sooner Athletics. So we're always good at the end of the year, and I think maybe even with us losing those players, when coaches voted, I think more than anything it's a standard we've set here that year in and year out we're going to be good, we're going to compete. If the ball bounces our way and we stay healthy, then we got a shot every year to go on, and that's kind of what we want to do, is build a program to where year in and year out folks expect us to be competing for the title. And like I said, it doesn't happen every year, but if you work hard and get a little bit lucky on the injuries, then we definitely feel like we have the team that could win it.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the women. We actually lost very few starters. Most of the girls are coming back this year. So tell me a little bit about that and the recruits that we do have coming in.
Yeah, I think on the women we have a chance to be, much better than last year with the returning players coming back with the experience we had. And, although we finished, I want to say 7th in the Sooner Athletic Conference last year, you look at a 3-game swing that we lost 3 games by 1 goal in overtime on the road. Mm-hmm. So, we were probably, if you added up 10 minutes together, 10 minutes away from finishing 4th or 5th. So we weren't, we didn't get where we wanted to, but we also weren't too far out of it at times. With the players coming back and the experience they gained, With the freshmen coming in, we had definitely added some talent. We're a better side. I know that. I don't know what the results are going to show, but the women are far more talented this year than they were last year.
Well, no, they weren't ranked as high as the men. They were ranked, I believe, 7th preseason in the conference, but that's still a pretty good place to be in our conference.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's fair. You got to, again, a lot of it's based on last year and where we finished the last couple of years. So I think that's a fair spot for them to begin. I would say I'd bet you a lot of money we're going to finish higher than that. I don't know how high, but I do think it's fair where we started, and it's up to us to prove that we deserve to be in that top half. I think we'll finish in the top 4. I don't know that we're going to be 1 or 2. I just think we're going to finish in the top 4 of the table this year, and we got some freshmen that, although they're freshmen, I don't have any doubt they can compete right away in our conference.
Okay. And the players came in this week. We've got our first scrimmages next Tuesday and Wednesday. So how do you prepare the players in such a short time to just jump right into the season?
That's probably the hardest part, I think, is meshing, 35 boys, not meshing 35, but finding who's our top 22. And then slowly starting to put that together with so many places represented. Same with the women, 25, and we've got 6, 7, 8 freshmen. So it's a short amount of time. Fortunately for us, we're very familiar with the women coming in. We'll get a lot of match looks. We play a lot 11-a-side because that's really the best evaluator for us. We do a lot of training, but we'll probably end every morning with a big-sided game, because the game is obviously, again, the best indicator of who can do what. So, but it is a very rapid, quick thing. The other thing, though, is we don't gear up to win the scrimmages, so there's no pressure. So although it is in a hurry to get it, to get those kids out on the field, really, for us, it's September 3rd or 4th when we go to Lyon. So we really have 3.5 weeks before we have to be ready. The scrimmages are nothing more than a chance for us to evaluate and then come back and build on it. So we feel like we have plenty of time before the first regular season game to take care of these things.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, Coach, and we look forward to seeing a great season out of both the teams, and good luck.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Now it's time for our brand new segment, Fan of the Week. Our Fan of the Week wins an awesome t-shirt and is recognized on our show and on our Facebook. Are you guys ready? Our first Fan of the Week is Ken Wida. Congratulations, Ken. Come by USAO's Trout Hall this week to claim your prize. Before we close the show, I do want to send out a special thanks to George Plummer from Cool 105. He helped pioneer the show and served as host for several years. We'll really miss him this season, and we look forward to seeing him at all of our home Drover basketball games. Thanks, George. Well, I hope you liked our show. We have an exciting season planned full of fun, fans, and great Drover sports. We'll see you next week on In the Saddle.